Habarigani, my sisters and my brothers, Amainduga Nadada. This is your elder, your brother, Abu Amin Ra, also known as slave name John D. Brinson. Listen, my brothers and my sisters and others. You must, whether you're white, black, green, or yellow, regardless of what your nationality is, you owe it to yourself to get a copy of this book here, When God Was Black, by yours truly, John Brinson. Listen, my brothers and sisters, I'm not on an ego trip, but this is one of the best books I have read on the subject. This book takes you from the beginning of the African civilization in Ethiopia down to Egypt, then takes you to the 6th century, 7th century AD, and talk about the Arabs and our future. And 1400 years of our past, suffering from their enslavement of us, transporting us across the Sahara, taking us throughout the world, the East, selling us as slaves. After they castrated the men so they wouldn't have anything to do with the women because they had to guard the women that belonged to the prince. And they made our women their concubines. Do you hear me? When he made my brothers and sisters, around the 16th century, 15th century AD, the Europeans got into the trade of exploiting and oppressing us and selling us and killing us and transporting us to the Western world. My brothers and sisters, we've been through it. We've been at the highest heights. And others from the outside have come in. Sometimes without welcome, of course. And they have exploited us. They've done everything evil under the sun to us. The first people to come into our civilization, we had the first civilization, which is known as Kemet. They came in there around 2000 BC under the name Hyksos. They stayed there a century and a half, taking power, ruling Egypt, until the brothers came in from the south of them in Africa and liberated them. And that dynasty is called the 18th dynasty. The Persians, the Greeks, the Romans came to Egypt, colonized us, studied at the college at Alexandria, learned our culture, grabbed some of our knowledge, burned down some libraries and blamed it on somebody else. So here we are today. Here we are in a big pot mixture of oppression of all kinds and all levels. Never in recorded history has a people gone through what we have gone through and lost as many people as we have lost. We lost about 60 million people on the treks to the forts. Many of us were left by the side of the road to die, then taken to the ships, where it took over 30 days to end the journey to the Western world. Packed us like sardines in the holds of those ships. Most of those ships were financed by Jews. Most of you don't know that. See, the Jews were working out of Rhode Island, USA. That was where their port was, where they did their evilness. But they owned ships. They financed the journeys across the ocean, put insurance on the ships, and made I don't know how much money. But 1 out of 4 of those who got on the ships to come to the Western world died during the Middle Passages from diseases, from rebellions, from sickness when they were thrown overboard by the shipmates and the captain. My brothers and sisters, we have been through it and we're still going through it. But this book here explains it all. It even provides a guide at the back of the book to tell you how we can get out of this, how we can transform our minds by dumping all the junk out they put on it and replenishing it with the glories, the true glories of African history, so you can know who you are. And once you know who you are, it's all over. It might take a couple of years to dismantle it, but it's all over once you know who you are. This book explains it to you. Explains it to you on a premise that comes from something you love with all your soul, the Christian Bible. My brothers and sisters, listen to me now. Quite a few people have come in to the Amazons and ordered it over the internet, picked it up at bookstores. But about 6 or 7 people, as I noted and went down the list of sales for my books, about 5 or 6 people had ordered over 30 copies, some went up to 48 copies, because they knew the value of it and they were going to use it and distribute it to other people, perhaps people they were teaching. I don't know why, but they bought a lot of copies of this book. So I say to you, my brothers and sisters, listen. Will you get a copy of this book, please? Not so I can make money, $1 or 50 cents on each copy or something like that, but for your enhancement. I love my people. And this book right here, When God Was Black, explains all of our troubles, all of our frustrations, all of our oppressors, all of those who attacked our civilization and destroyed it. And then it offers you a solution as to how you can get out of it by utilizing the Christian Bible. The key is there. Listen to me now. Don't be left out. Don't be a dummy. But as soon as I finish talking to you, get your copy of this. You can order it from Amazon.com, or you can go to OutskirtsPress.com and you can order copies of this book. Now listen, here's what I want to do to you. If you get a copy of this book and read this book, I want you to tell it just like it is on the internet. If you find it disgusting or a waste of time and money, I want you to say that. But if you find it constructive, positive, and really offers you a solution to how we can get out of this crisis we are in, get your copy of this book, When God Was Black by John D. Brinson. Don't get it for me. Get it for yourself. This book tells us what the problem is and offers us a solution to the problem. So many copies. Not on the bestseller, New York bestseller list yet, but it's climbing. It's moving. I'm not looking for a bestseller. I'm looking for a tool that will help liberate my people. And I believe the words and text in this book provides a road for you to find your liberation. Do you hear me, black people? Do you hear me, African people? Do you hear me, colored people? If you hear me, go out and get a copy of this book. Read it, and then put what you've read into practice, and liberation will be yours. Once again, y'all, peace and hotep to you. All of my beautiful, brave Ndugas Nadadas. Hotep.